Hello, my fellow travelers. It is good to see y'all today. I just want to hop on here for a moment and talk a little bit about some of our defaults of character, defects of character, some people call them, just the ways that we act in certain situations, often without realizing it, without thinking about it. And often we aren't proud of those. We feel shame because of the way that we do it, or we see it as only a bad thing in our life. For some of us, it's people pleasing issues. We're always trying to make people happy. Sometimes it's being really defensive. Um, for me, one of the big ones was always anger. All of my anger issues, and I was watching some old SNL replays of Chris Farley. There's one where he's talking to Paul McCartney, and he's asking him these just silly questions, and he says something. Oh, you were in a band of the Beatles or something like that, and he's like, oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. He's just beating himself up, and of course, it is hilarious to watch that, and it's also painful. It's funny because it's true. How often do we do that to ourselves, that we beat ourselves up for things that we do? And we can really be critical of ourselves on a lot of those things. Certainly I can. Like I said, in particular, I was thinking about my anger for me. And I grew up with some pretty serious anger issues and carried through into my adulthood. And I had to do a lot of work to let go of them. And I'd love to say I've let go of all of them. Every time I think I've let go of them, I get another wonderful chance to heal, as we say, or something else will set me off. The beauty for me is I don't get as angry in situations, that I don't get this uncontrollable rage that I used to get when I was younger, and I can generally let go of it quicker. But the reality is that I developed that ability to go into this rage pretty young. And I think it was somewhere in middle school. Some of you all heard me talk about. I got bullied pretty bad. I had a bunch of my friends turn against me. They said that I was homosexual. And in 1984 in Texas, if you were called gay, I'll use the derogatory term that I was called. People called me a fag. And if you're walking down the hallways of middle school and somebody says, "Hey, fag," you had two choices. You either fought or you got beat up. And so I thought my only choice was to fight. And a lot of times it was guys that were bigger than me. And I would have to go into a rage to do that because I was absolutely horrified. I was scared. It was the only way I could deal. And so this was a defense mechanism that I developed at that age, that when I was afraid of a situation, I could get mad. I could get myself worked up, and get so full of this anger that I could stand up to people I wouldn't stand up to. I could go deal with situations. I could take actions that I wouldn't have taken, that I was just too afraid to take. And so for a long time in my life, man, that was a powerful defense mechanism that got me through being young, kid, afraid of so many things. And I remember getting mad at myself that didn't have the courage to talk to a girl, and beating myself up, and getting mad enough that I went up and talked to this girl. And I'm pretty sure I scared her because I was angry. But being able in my adulthood, when that anger and rage wasn't helping anymore, being able to look at it and honor the fact that that was an amazingly powerful defense mechanism that I developed as a kid that protected me for so long in my life. And being able to see it as not just this horrible uh, defect that I had all these rage issues, and being able to go, man, that was a powerful thing. And thank you for developing that. And it changed it all for me. It really changed it for me to be able to look at it. Um, and I think that we do that a lot. We see things that we do that we don't like about ourselves, and we see them only as defects. We don't see that at some point in our life, and maybe even still points in our lives, that is a powerful thing. People pleasing is another great example. A lot of times we beat each other up. Don't beat each other up. Don't do that. But we beat ourselves up for people pleasing and trying to be too nice in situations. Um, and the reality is there was some time in your life where that really worked to protect you, whether it was if you maybe had an abusive home life and family where you needed to calm down whatever situation it is so that you were fit in, or you were so afraid of being rejected or abandoned or whatever that you developed these ways of dealing with that stuff and protecting yourself, because that's what it is, or that's what it was certainly. So being able to see that, being able to look at it and give it the honor and thanking it for what it did to help you in your life can reframe it and make you hopefully see that maybe what you think is a horrible thing about yourself that you beat yourself up about, critical to yourself about this thing, see where it was actually a good thing in your life, honor it, and then that might help you to be able to let go of it or move beyond it instead of battling this horrible thing about yourself that you're never going to be able to change. And there's a lot of power in that, being able to see the good in what you think is the bad and whatever it might be, honoring it, and then being able to go and let it go. So just wanted to talk about that for a second. It was on my mind. Hope you guys are doing well. If you've got any questions, or certainly if there's some stuff like that that you think is just a horrible deal in your life, and you're able to see maybe there was some good in it at a point in your life where it protected you, I'd love to hear about that. Send me something in the comments, and we will talk to y'all soon. Have a great day. Thanks.